I had a strange experience last evening, and I thought maybe I'd relate it to you folks.
Okay, I'd like to hear about it.
It's strange. My daughter and I were sleeping on the patio.
Uh-huh.
It must have been, I'd say, 3 o'clock this morning. And I was sleeping. I was trying to wake up, but I couldn't. And about 12 feet from my head, 10, 12 feet from my head, I could hear this very well-running motor, real smooth running motor. And it seemed like it was in one place,
Yes.
And then almost a few seconds after that, my daughter, she's only 11, but she shook me and said, Mom, look at that. And she pointed, and I woke up, and then she pointed to the same place I heard this motor. But for a matter of about 3 seconds, it's all the longer now. As I woke up, and focused my eyes, I just didn't really see it for about a matter of 3 seconds. And she said, oh, Mom, I got electrical shock. And she'd been shot on a barbed wire fence one time. And she said, that's what it felt like.
Uh-huh.
And she said that it felt like that, but it's only a little worse than that. And she's seen this thing, and she says that it was brown. And it was about probably 8 feet of, she said, half the size of our patio. So that would probably be about 8 feet. She didn't seem to see any lights on it, but she could see it.
Okay, was this fairly close to the ground?
I would say it was, I'd say 15, 20 feet above the ground. About 20 feet above the ground.
Uh-huh.
Our patio was, I'd say, 5 feet off the ground. And then I would say it was another 8 feet above it. Well, just about 15 to 20 feet, I'm not too sure. But anyway, it was a very strange experience, and it left my daughter very upset. She was, shaking for quite some time afterwards. But she definitely, felt the electrical shock. I asked her, she didn't think that, she could have been dreaming. And she said, no, Mom, I felt that electrical shock. And then she said, I couldn't seem to move during that time. And then as soon as I got a electrical shock, so I turned around, and there she said, I'd seen that thing. She said, I only seen it for 3 seconds about. She said, I just barely seen it, and it just disappeared so quickly.
Now, when you say disappear, did it move away? Or did it just snap out?
No, it moved away, she
It
said.
moved away, okay.
She said it moved away because she said she could see it go towards the creek, but she said so fast.
Uh-huh.
And like she said, it didn't have any lights on it that she could see. It just seemed like it was brown.
Did it have a definite shape?
What shape did you say it was? She said she just can't tell you.
Uh-huh.
That she just doesn't really know.
Well, probably didn't have time to get a good look at it. Approximately how close was it?
I would say, this sounds strange, but I would say it wasn't over 10 feet above my head, or even 8 feet, to my right is where I heard the motor, and I could just feel it. It's almost in my sleep, as I tried to wake up, I could just feel that there.
Uh-huh.
And as she woke up, she pointed to the exact place that I could hear this motor in my sleep, I know it sounds so strange the way I'm telling it.
Not really.
But it's best I could say. It just seemed like it was 10 to 8 feet. I could feel exactly where it was in my sleep. I wasn't really sleeping yet. I was sleeping, I guess, because I wasn't awake either.
Do you feel that you were, as though you were under some sort of paralyzing effect or hypnotic effect?
I just couldn't say because I don't know. Like I say, I could hear the motor, but I didn't seem too concerned or too. I could hear the motor, but I didn't seem to be, which is, I don't know. I couldn't say that. I just don't know what it was.
Okay, can you compare that sound with anything that you know of?
Well, we live in a ranch, and I'm used to motors, and I know it sounded like a motor that ran very well, a very smooth running motor.
Was this a humming effect?
Not a humming effect, no. No, it wasn't. Now you got me thinking exactly how it did sound, more like a propeller effect. But very smooth, no very smooth.
Yes.
Extremely smooth. I should put it that way, because I heard ancients we drive a new, a new Cadillac, and it has a smooth running motor, and you turn how you can turn over how smooth they'll run.
Yes.
But this is a heavier sound, but smoother even than that.
Okay.
Just a very smooth running.
But it was this sound that woke you up.
It was a sound I could hear there that I knew that thing was, whatever it was there, but I couldn't seem to get awake to,
Uh-huh.
But then when my daughter, then she, hit my arm, Mom, look. And if I turn around to look, I just couldn't seem to, says, Mom, I got electrical shock, but she got the shock before she touched me, before she woke me up. She said she felt the shock, electrical shock that lasted, and then when that shock went away, well, then she turned and she was able to turn around and touch me and wake me up, shake me and say, look. But I didn't see it. She seen it for a matter of 3 seconds. She said it's just a matter of probably 3 seconds, and it moved away.
Okay. Have you had anything happen to you since that happened this morning? Anything strange around the house?
No.
Okay.
All right. But it was such a strange experience and a very real experience. I'm not prone to imagination at all, and I don't think I am either. So.
Well, this electrical shock that she said she had, we've had cases like this before.
Oh, have you?
Yes, very definitely.
Well, what in the world? Maybe they're relating pictures to their planet unless we relate pictures from Mars to ours.
That's one of the things we're trying to find out.
I had a laugh at Dale there. I said, no, they probably showed him a screen wherever their planet is. So now this is an Earthling. I think I started laughing about it this morning, but last night it was very frightening.
Oh, sure. Well, you're suddenly confronted with these startling unknown things, and it can be very traumatic for a lot of people.
You really do believe that there is something like this?
Oh, no question in our mind about that, yes.
Well, for goodness sake. Well, last night, the first time that, we've ever experienced anything like that, but it was a very real experience. An electrical shock, you say that you have, other people have received it?
Yes, very definitely.
There were no after effects of any kind?
No. It doesn't really seem to do any physical or mental damage of any kind. We think that it's probably associated with the system that they use to control their vehicles. It's kind of an electrical field.
Control their vehicles?
Pardon?
You mean, you say that they use that electricity to control their vehicles?
It's a form of energy, yes.
And you think that's why she would have received that electrical shock, because it was close?
I think so, yes.
Oh, why don't I have received it, I wonder?
I don't know. And then there have been cases, too, where we have felt that it was deliberately directed to attract attention.
Wow. And we live right at, there's an elevator there, if you want to pinpoint this in a map of any kind that you have, at Revere, it's a green elevator, and I'm sure it is on your maps if you have maps that really have the small.
Okay. And what was your age?
I'm 33.
33. And your daughter's age?
She's 11.
11, okay. And this happened about 3 o'clock?
I would say it was around 3 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, can we get back to you if we need more information?
Yes, I don't think you want to talk to my husband. He thinks that's... He was very upset when I told him this morning, so that's crazy to talk that way and to think that way, He was very upset about, even... But I told him at the breakfast table this morning before he went down to the other ranch to harvest down there. I told him what had happened. He said, that's the craziest thing he'd ever heard of. And he said, don't even, speak about it, don't talk about it anymore. I don't want to hear any more about it. But it just happened, and we did tell him about it, but he doesn't think that, that it could possibly be anything like that.
Well, these things are happening all the time, all over the world.
They're happening all over the world?
Oh, we get reports from countries all over this planet.
life on another planet someplace?
Oh, yes. Very definitely.
Have they ever harmed anyone in any way?
Not deliberately. There have been cases where people have had, like injuries to their eyes because they're looking at these things. Apparently when their fields are built up, they're looking at, actually all they're looking at is a super bright light. And they're so anxious to try to see what's out there that they just look at it too long, just like looking at the sun too long. And some people end up having a little eye damage, but other than that, why?
Yeah. Then like last night, Delray said that this object was, brown, and she didn't seem to think it had any lights on it, but she could still see it.
Uh-huh.
That seemed kind of different. It was kind of strange. That I asked her, how could you see it if it didn't have any lights on it? She said, well, I don't know, but I've seen it.
How was the weather over there?
The weather was, last night it was warm last night.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't really as cloudy as it is this morning. It was a little overcast maybe, but there were, you could see the stars.
Okay.
There wasn't a real dark night, but it wasn't a real light night either.
Yes, okay. We're curious to know where you got our number.
Pardon?
We're curious to know where you got our number.
Oh, through the Air Force.
Oh.
I'd have to look up here again to see what that is. But they had, I thought maybe they'd seen something on their screen or something last night.
Fairchild Air Force Base?
Yeah, I can give you the number if you just wait.
No, that's not necessary.
Oh. But anyway, I thought maybe they might possibly, have picked up something on their radar screen.
Right.
Something came in. I thought, well, surely it would go through, through there somehow. But they said no, they never. Wouldn't your radar screens pick up things like this?
Yes, but then anything, of course, that they pick up on radar would be classified, and it would have to be released. The information would have to be released from a much higher source.
Oh, I see.
So that's the problem there. Well, we sure appreciate this call, and like I say, if we get any additional information on this, we'll get back to you and let you know about it.
Okay, well, thank you for talking with me, too.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I was wondering, has there been any report of a flying saucer last night around the college?
We had one report out of Colorado just a moment. Did you want the location of that?
Not Colorado. Caldwell.
Oh, Caldwell. Excuse me. No, ma'am, we didn't. Did you see something?
Well, my husband was coming home from work last night about 2:30.
Uh-huh.
And he's coming through the college, and the pickup lit up real bright, and he thought, well, God, I picked up a cop, I wonder what I'd done wrong.
Yes.
And so he stopped and got out to see what he'd done, And he said that it was this flying object above the pickup, and it just kind of let off a puff of black smoke and just flew off. And he came in the house scared to death. I was just wondering if anybody else had.
No, we haven't had any reports from there. Of course, that doesn't mean that someone else didn't see it. Do you have a description of the object?
Well, he said it wasn't round, it wasn't square. He said he didn't know how to describe it.
Uh-huh. Would it be possible to get back to him and get a description?
Well,
or does he want to talk to anyone about it?
He's working.
I see.
He'd like to talk to somebody about it, but he said, I didn't believe him. He said, if you don't believe me, nobody else will believe me,
Uh-huh.
And so I told him I didn't want to believe him, so just don't talk about it. And anyway, it scared my kids to death, so I'd just as soon not have it talked about it on here when they was up all night because it was scared them such bad.
I see.
But if I could have him call you and tomorrow, all right, and explain it to you?
Yes, we appreciate that very much. Then, of course, if we get any more information on it, then we can exchange back to you.
Well, Okay, then I'll have him do that. I'll have him call you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, say, my wife called you yesterday about this object I seen up in the air.
Oh, yes, in Caldwell.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was coming home from work about, it was a little after 2 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, when I pulled off the main drag over here, I thought there was a darn cop behind me, followed me about 2 blocks. But it was lighting my pickup up brighter all the time. And so I got down there just a block away from the house, and I said, well, see what the devil is the matter. And I thought I saw a red light come on, so I stopped. There was nobody behind me at all. It was just lighting my pickup up, really light, just like daylight out there.
Yes.
And so I got out of the car, and then I heard a little noise in the air, so I looked up in the air, and this big vapor, and this outfit just took straight off towards Hoffs up here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all I can tell you. I mean, it's kind of funny. It just kind of scared the devil out of me when I first seen it.
But you did see an object?
Yeah, I saw an object.
Okay, now did that object have any particular shape?
Just like to me, it was kind of square.
Uh-huh.
It had the orange lights on it.
Okay. Did you, by any chance, count the number of lights?
Well, I noticed there's about 2 to 3 on each side.
I see, okay.
And when it took off, it left the big vapor in the air. And it didn't even follow it, just like a diesel when it shifts gears.
Yes.
Just let the big diesel, like that in it, and just took off towards Hoffs up there.
Okay, did those lights change color when it took off?
No, I didn't notice it.
They just stayed the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear any sound?
Just when it took off. When it let that vapors off, when I stopped to pick up and climbed out.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of a little rumble is all it was.
Okay. Now, could you estimate the size of that by comparing it with anything?
Oh, heaven knows, I couldn't. It was pretty good size.
Okay.
Well, looking down here, I mean, I couldn't tell you just how big it was.
Okay, could you estimate how close it was to you?
Well, just above my pickup. It was, quite a ways up. I couldn't tell you just how far it was up, but, I seen a good glimpse just of the lights. I mean, I got a good view of the lights. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, uh-huh.
But that's about all I got of it. I couldn't see nothing else.
Okay, now you were attracted by this, the fact that this thing lit up the area around you?
Yeah, look, I thought there was a car following me.
Uh-huh.
A cop followed me. So I just pulled over to the side of the road. I don't know, I thought maybe I wonder what the devil was taking place. But
Okay.
I did go right on down in front of my house here and let my wife see it.
Well, it followed you right to your house then?
Well, just a block away until I stopped up here to a crossroad.
Oh, I see.
And I wonder what the devil was following me, so I got out to find out because, heck, it was pretty light out there, and I wonder what the devil.
Now, was all this light just behind you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did
Well,
you...
It coming up in there, I got my little what's-called open on my camper, and it lighted up the inside of my camper.
Oh, I see. Okay. And that's all you could see at that time was the light?
Yeah, and I thought it was a cop behind me.
I see. Okay. Did you have any problem with your engine at the time this happened? The engine of the truck? Was there any problem with the ignition?
Well, no, I didn't notice.
Did you have your radio on?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I didn't have no radio on or anything.
Did you have any unusual physical sensations while that light was in the area?
Well, it just scared me a little bit. I wondered what the devil I'd done wrong, or, and I kind of wondered about the only thing.
Yes, okay.
Everybody might think I'm a liar.
No, well, we deal with these things every day, so...
I told a couple, 3 guys over at the plant over there, and they one of them did believe me. The other, he's kind of doubt. He says, I've heard of them, but he says, I've never seen any of them.
Uh-huh. And nothing has happened to you since you saw this thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
No, I just kind of wondering about it all.
Did you see any openings in this object?
No, I didn't. All I know is when I climbed out of the pickup, the lights went out.
And then the thing took off?
Took off and left the big vapor behind it.
Uh-huh. And did you actually see it just disappear in the distance?
Yeah, I just went over so far, and then I couldn't see it no further.
Okay.
Looks like it either went straight up or something. I don't know. Just.
Okay, what was your opinion of these objects previous to this?
Well, I never did. I'm kind of hard believing them.
Okay, does this make you a believer?
Yeah, pretty good. You know, it's kind of hard to tell anybody this because, you know, to think I'm full of talk or something.
Yeah, well, okay. We're curious to know where your wife got our number.
That's from the police station.
Police station, okay.
Yeah, she called the police station about it.
Okay. Well, we sure appreciate this report, and if we get any additional information on this, we'll get back to you.
Yeah, well, it took off toward Napa when I seen it, just off that way, and then I didn't see it anymore. It didn't go too far before it was clean out of sight.
Uh-huh. Okay. Can we get back to you if we need additional information on this?
Yeah.
Very good.
You have to get me before 3 o'clock.
Before 3. Okay, sir, we thank you again.
You bet.
Right. Bye.
Have you heard anything like that before? I mean, about them?
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
About the vapor and everything?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was kind of wondering myself.
Oh, yes, these things are being seen all around the planet.
Huh. Well, that sure gave me a scare last night.
I imagine, yes.
I was kind of shaking. I was shaking, though, you know, when I seen them lights now a little bit. But I never did have a lawman there, you know, follow me like that. I get shook up the way it was.
Right.
But, I mean, I just a little stunned.
Now, was that object hovering directly overhead?
Yeah, just darn near direct and going to stop me. Well, you know, I was coming down to the college there. They followed me. Oh, it's just a little bit off from me, you know, not very much.
Yes.
It looked like it was just pretty near down straight up.
We thank you again.
Okay.
Right. Bye.
Good morning, sir. I just got your number, and is this a government agency?
No, sir, it's private.
Okay. Well, I'm an air traffic control specialist. Like I say, I didn't have anywhere to report this. It happened about 2.5 months ago.
Uh-huh.
I was working on a mid-shift from midnight till 8 o'clock in the morning, and at about 2 or 2:30 that morning, there was an object from about the northeast quadrant of our station. And it started flying. It was very high. I would say, over 30,000 at least. And it was moving and calculating with the time it took off from the northeast quadrant going southwest. It must have been doing at least close to 3,000 anyway, miles per hour. And then it stopped just about over the town of Bisbee, which is southwest of us.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, at that altitude, it must have been further southwest than Bisbee, but from my line of sight, it looked like it was over Bisbee. And it was sort of I wouldn't say green exactly, sort of like a dull green. And first thing I did, I called Fort Huachuca Base Operations, which is over there on the other side of Bisbee. It's Fort Huachuca Libby Army Airfield.
Uh-huh.
And asked him if he would check and see if he saw it. And, excuse me, just a moment. 589er 2 Lima, Douglas, roger, the altimeter 3017. Okay, and I asked him to go outside and see if he could see it, just about southwest of the Bisbee area there.
Right.
And he confirmed that he did see it. And I called up Albuquerque Center and asked him if he could pick up anything on the radar scope, and he said he did pick something up, but he thought it was a permanent echo. And then I checked with Tucson Approach Control, which is about 100 miles northwest of us here, and they said that it was out of their range. They couldn't see anything.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, what I saw was this sort of dull green light, pretty big. I'd say it looked like... Jesus, I don't know what size, because like I say, it was very high. But it was moving about 3,000 miles an hour, and it stopped right over Bisbee. And about the only way I can describe it, what it did when it stopped over there, was, have you ever seen one of these bees or flies or something hanging over garbage that just buzz back and forth, and one little erratic was just going back like that. Well, that's the way it stayed there for a while. It must have stayed there for at least about, half an hour. And then it just zipped on southwest. I mean, it just flat moved out. I couldn't calculate any speed.
Okay,
that was about it.
When it came to a stop, did it appear to slow down, or did it just stop abruptly?
It just stopped abruptly. I was taking my weather observation, actually, at that time. We go outside. We have this little shack that we take our temperatures for dew point and all that stuff. And I looked up to see this judge's sky cover. And at first I thought it was a satellite, because we see them cross over once in a while, but it was too big. You could see a definite circle to it. I'm sorry, I have to ask you to wait a minute again.
Go ahead.
It says 90638 Victor. Douglas, go ahead. 90638 Victor, Douglas, the Douglas area altimeter 3017. So, like I say, it was circular, or more or less anyway, it looked like it. And then I just, as I was looking for the sky cover, I saw it coming on, and I just followed on through. It just looked kind of weird.
Were there any motions or maneuvers of any kind?
No, not when it first came out of the northeast. It just went in a straight line all the way down to stopping over in the southwest quadrant there, over the area of Bisbee. But like I say, it had to be down further than that because of my line of sight, just...
Right.
But the only movement to it was when it stopped. It just started going back and forth like I described, like a fly or a bee or something over a...
Okay. Any estimate of size at all?
Gee whiz, sir, I don't know. It was pretty big.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty big. It, from the altitude, I would say, Jesus, at least a couple 100 feet anyway in diameter.
Okay.
But it was definitely not atmospheric phenomena because we've been trained for that stuff. And
right.
Hold on just a minute. Douglas Flight Service, can you stand by one, please? Thank you. So anyway, that's about it, sir.
Okay. Do you know the date of that incident?
No, sir. I don't know exactly. Like I say, I just happened to see this letter that they sent to the chief over here on UFO reporting.
Uh-huh.
And I noticed your number there, so I said, what the heck, I'll report it.
Okay, about what time was it? Do you remember?
It's about 2 or 2:30 in the morning. 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the morning because we go out and take our weather at that time.
But you figure about 2 months ago?
About 2.5 months ago.
And you're going to Alaska?
Yep. At least they have trees up there from what I heard.
Well, we'd appreciate hearing from you if you get anything up there.
Okay, sir. Sure will.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Right, bye.
I have a report to make. They gave me this telephone number to call.
Okay, like to hear about it.
I said I didn't want to be laughed at.
No way.
My husband and 2 daughters saw the same thing I saw.
Okay, we'd like to hear about
We
it.
live south of Wenatchee, near Malaga. South of Malaga. You know the area. Just maybe you don't, but... And we saw something. We thought it was a star. We live what they call a jump-off, where they have a big television antenna, pulling in TV
Yes.
reflector. And we saw it, and it moved just from behind a tree to behind another tree and on, just real slow. And it just looked like a star. And I said, well, that star's sure moving funny, And all at once it took off across the sky right above our house, and we heard no noise of airplane, back noise.
Yes.
And it has been hovering ever since 20 minutes till 10 now over approximately the Rock Island Dam area. And all at once my husband was out there, I was calling the sheriff's department and the FFA, or whatever you call it over here.
Yes.
And they gave me your number, sent it over here, to call you and report it to you. And, while I was calling them, though, my husband saw another one that took south about from Pangbourne Airfield area.
Yes.
Took south, directly south, towards the mountains.
Was this a...
They're both still hovering over here. And I said, I feel dumb reporting anything like this, but it scared us.
Which part of the sky is it hovering in now?
Well, the one is hovering over the Rock Island Dam area. And the other one, of course, is probably real high, but the other one is hovering approximately over, we can just see it over the ridge of the mountain. And then my husband and other daughter are standing out there now watching it.
Are they watching this through binoculars by any chance?
They had binoculars, and they could see red and green. They look like they're whirling.
Uh-huh.
And they could see red and green lights going around and around, you know.
But you saw both of these objects moving into that area?
Yes.
Okay.
And my husband said, he says, I don't think any jet plane could catch them as fast as they moved.
Okay, are these similar objects in description?
Yes, they just look like two stars.
Two bright lights, in other words.
Bright stars.
Okay.
And, but with these red and green lights going around, and they look like they're whirling through the binoculars, you know. Of course, our binoculars aren't the night kind.
Yes.
But what we can see them, they look like they're kind of whirling.
Okay, but what
we
time?
hear no sound.
Okay. What time did you spot the first one?
The first one we spotted at 10 after 9.
Uh-huh.
And we were sitting out in the yard, you know. It was just dark and just dusky dark, you know, and we first spotted it. And I said to my daughter, I said, isn't that a pretty star up there between those two trees? Of course, we could see the ridge of the mountain behind our house.
Yes.
But the darn thing moved just very slowly there. And moved over and kept moving over, and until about 20 minutes till 10, and I kept trying, you know, time on the clock. 20 minutes till 10, it took off and took across the sky just flying towards Rock Island.
And then it came to a stop over that area.
Then it came to stop over there. It's been hovering over there ever since.
Do you have any estimation as to the altitude that object is hovering over the dam?
No. Gosh, no.
Okay.
It's a lot higher than any airplane I think we've ever seen. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous, I'm about ready to die. Stupid report anything like this, but the guy there at the other telephone up here, the FFA, is that it?
FAA, yes.
FAA. He told me, he says, I would advise you to report it. And I said, well, I don't want to be laughed at. He said, you won't be.
That's right. We take a lot of calls here.
But, like I said, he said, they're still out there. My husband's daughter's still out there. I don't know if he's going to spend all night out there watching it or not.
And there are two other witnesses, your husband and your daughter, right?
3. My 2 daughters. And
Two daughters, okay. Okay, and they haven't moved since they came to the stationary position?
Not for, well, now the one, it was about 10 o'clock, plus 3 minutes till 10, I guess, when the one took off and went towards the South Mountain.
Uh-huh.
You know, he said he didn't know where it came from. All at once it was just there and moving fast. But the other one was still in the same place because they was watching it all the time. And here this other one, you know, went across its path.
Yes.
But it looks like it's hovering kind of, well, from where we're at, it looks like it's over Rock Island Dam. It possibly could be farther away than that. I don't know.
Can you compare the size of those objects with anything that you would know of?
Just a star.
Just about the size of an ordinary star.
Well, like you would look at Mars or something, you know.
Right.
Bigger stars.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Are they pulsating by any chance?
You mean putting out light?
I mean, just pulsating, the brightness pulsating, or is it just changing color?
No, they're pulsating and changing color at the same time.
Okay, what are the colors? Do you remember?
Red and green.
Red and green?
Red and green, and then the pulsating color, you know, like the white, like a star blinks, you know?
Yes.
Or kind of twinkles?
Yes.
That too.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll get on this and see if we can't come up with some kind of identification, and if we do, I will get back to you and let you know. And if we need additional information on this, could we feel free to call you back?
My daughter says when you look through the binoculars, it looks like it's spinning.
Spinning, rotating, okay.
I didn't understand what I said. She was talking to me here. We're all upset.
Well, I can understand. Most people...
Everybody else in that area seen it.
Well, we sure appreciate this, and if we do get anything on it, we'll get back to you and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'm calling for the UFO Reporting Center.
Yes.
And we're curious to know what happened to the two objects you were observing last night.
Well, we watched them until 11:30.
Uh-huh.
And we decided, well, you know, it just kept moving easterly, in an eastern direction, you know.
Yes.
And it just kept getting smaller and smaller until when we finally quit watching at 11:30, it was just a pinpoint. But about 10 minutes after 11, we turned around, and of course we have a large bar area, and we saw another one going right like from Pangbourne Field again, in that direction, towards the south, towards the mountain. Now, the other one was still hanging, was still over there in the one area.
Yes.
So we went out around a bunch of trees we had there, because it went behind our trees. We went around them and watched it. We didn't see it come back out. Now, whether it took off somewhere else or whether it's still up there, as far as we know.
Uh-huh.
But then at 20 minutes, we stood there and watched for about 10 minutes, watched for it, kept looking. At 20 minutes after 11, again from the jump-off ridge that way, if you know the area, going north in a northeasterly direction, was another one, and it was really moving, and it was really high, and it disappeared. It just plain disappeared. I mean, just from where we live, it just completely disappeared in the northeast direction.
I see.
So actually, I mean, we don't know whether we saw 3 or 4. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Whether they were this one that we saw take off and go in that northeast direction, the last one at 11:20, was the one that we saw at 11:20 or not. Whether it took off and went down around in a circle and made a circle or not.
Right.
It still bothers us. We feel kind of silly about saying anything about it, but we wonder if anyone else saw it.
Well, we haven't had any additional calls. Of course, that doesn't mean other people didn't watch it either.
Yeah. Well, that's the way I called the sheriff's office this morning, and they said one of the sheriffs had went down and in the Malaga area, they said, and looked for it, but he didn't spot anything.
Uh-huh.
So we stood there last night now from when I called you till 11:30. We stood in our front yard, or in our backyard, whichever you want to call it, and watched that, because we're kind of up towards the mountain by ourselves. And
Yes.
we stood there and we watched it. My husband took the scope on his rifle and watched it. And he said it was, you could see that red light, blinking on it.
Yes.
Whatever. He said through the scope on the rifle, it looked like it was whirling, and every once in a while you'd see it take a spurt off and go off in kind of an angle away from its original path. It's scary. Don't kid yourself. I mean, it's not really scary, but it sounds stupid, don't it? To see something like that and wonder what in the world it was. And we know it wasn't an airplane because we heard no noise at all. And generally we get this back, whatever you call it, the noise after the jets have went over.
Right.
I mean, they can still be over our house, but we still get it. And we have no traffic problems where we can, that would interfere with the hearing of it, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Because we live back far enough away from the Malaga-Alcoa highway that we hear the traffic, but we aren't really.
Well, the one was hovering over the dam for about a half an hour, and was that second one, still in the area at the time?
We don't. Well, yeah, when it was still hovering over the dam, and during that half hour, the one that my husband and my oldest daughter saw came from, like I said, the Pangbourne Field area,
Yes.
right straight over, and went to the south, and it hung over the mountain south of here. If you were here and I could show you, I mean, it would be better explained, because if you don't know the area, I mean, if you don't know where I'm at,
Right.
it's hard to explain. But it hung down on the where we could see it, which would be, to us, would be just right on the horizon of the mountain,
Right.
Oh, I mean, from where we could see it, it looked like it was about 6 or 8 foot above the mountain, but still it was probably farther away than that, you know what I mean?
Okay, now we have 9:10 as the time of the first sighting. What time did that second object come in?
That probably was about 9:20.
Okay.
But see, the first one, we watched over the jump-off that I told you hovering over. It took off and started to hover at the dam at 9:10, but we
Right.
watched it from 10 minutes till 9 up on the jump-off area. We watched
Okay.
it there moving around. It kind of moved we saw it between trees. When my daughter came out, we were thinking about going to the show last night, but we had company. My son and his girlfriend was out. And we were just sitting out in the backyard, and she'd wanted to go to the show, and she came out, and she said, Mama, are we going to get to go? And I said, I don't think so. And because it's too late. I said, what time is it? She says, it's about 10 till 9 now. And I said, looky here, Race, what I've been watching. I said, isn't that a pretty star up there? I said, look how it's blinking. It's between these two big pine trees up on the hill. And she watched it, and pretty soon she said, where'd it go to? And I said, I don't know. And I kept watching, and then here it was. It came again, between 2 more trees. And I said, my gosh, look at that. That star moved over. And then we all got to watching it. Just sat there and watching it. Thought, that's odd. No star moves like that. and then it moved between two more trees. You know what I mean? You could see it moving on a, well, away from its original position. Now, that was about 10 minutes till 9. So my son and his girlfriend got ready, and they left. And that was about 9. And he says, asked her what time was. She's about 9 o'clock. He said, oh, we better be going. So they got up and they left. And then we sat there, and Chet says, you know, that's the oddest thing, because it kept moving. But then we were fascinated by it. And about 10 minutes after 9, why, it swooshed right over our house, or over our, you know, where we could really see it real plain. And then I told Dad, I'm going to go call somebody, because I saw one years and years and years ago, and everybody in the country laughed at me, or I thought I saw one, and 3 or 4 people here when I actually saw it too, evidently. And, of course, like I said, one guy, he was quite a drinker, and they said, oh, he was seeing, you know, he was kind of seeing things. And I thought, well, I'm sure not going to tell anyone that I saw it either, because they're liable to tell me a drinker too. But I told Jed if I ever see another, I'm going to report it. So last night I came in and I reported it. I had a heck of a hard time finding anyone to listen to me.
Did you originally call the sheriff's department?
I called the sheriff's department, and I called the airport over here, Pangborn Field, but I couldn't get them, so I called this FAA number, and he gave me your number to call.
The sheriff's
number? What in the world is it? I mean, is there any idea what it is?
I think it would fall into the category of an unidentified flying object.
Do they got lots of them? They had some in the sky last night. If I hadn't seen them, I wouldn't have believed it.
There's been a lot flying around over eastern Washington in the last 10 days.
Has there?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not just seeing things. Then.
No, ma'am. No, we're getting a lot of reports from the Spokane and Whitman County area also.
Yeah. Well, now, that's what Chet said last night. Like, see, we live due west from Spokane.
Right.
So that would be a problem. When it moved out, like I said, when it moved out, it kind of moved on a zigzag angle, you know, like it was kind of zigzagging.
Right. This is very common.
And as fast as it was going, it had to be going fast. But at 11:30, when we put watching, we finally come in the house. Figured, well, we stood out there long enough. I was willing to watch it all night till the stars went down. And at 11:30, when we came in, though, you could just barely see a pinpoint. And like I said, with the scope on his rifle, you could see the red light blinking. And it seemed like when that red light moved more, the more the red light blinked, the more they took off. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They moved.
Right.
Now, whether it was just we could see it easier with the red light blinking, I don't know. But like I said, we know we saw at least the 1 or 2. Now, I'm not sure whether this one that went over at 11:10 was the same one that came back and zoomed through here at 11:20 or not. It could have been. I don't know.
Yes.
But it was really high when it zoomed over here. We couldn't see the red light or the green light. We just saw it just really zooming across the sky real fast, and it wasn't a falling star because it took off into the atmosphere, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
It didn't come down to Earth like the falling star looks. But we couldn't hear nothing. That's, my daughter was scared to death last night. She wouldn't even sleep in her bedroom.
Oh. Well, we sure appreciate the call, and if we get anything on this, why, we'll get back to you and let you know.
Would you mind? Because I'm really worried about it. Well, I'm not worried about it. I'm curious now.
Right.
I think I'll set out in the yard every night for the rest of my life.
Well, if we come up with anything, we'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Eugene, Oregon.
Yes.
And I'd like to report something I've just seen.
Okay.
I saw this about at least 4 or 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Now, it was, I looked at it through binoculars. It was at least, how far away do you think it was from where we were?
Well, it was up near the cloud cover.
It was underneath the cloud cover we have here. I don't know how high the cloud cover is right now. It was traveling fairly low, and when first sighted, it was a horizontal, kind of a, how would you describe it? Kind of a bar. And it, underneath, it was traveling horizontally to the horizon. Underneath was a bright yellow, and overhead was almost a dim orange. It was varying between the two colors.
Uh-huh.
And it got brighter and brighter as it appeared to come closer. And then the flame flickered out. And then in place of the flame, there was an object that was completely spherical in shape, what appeared to me. It was black in color, kind of a cinder. And it was traveling, it appeared to me, traveling faster than a plane would travel. And, but, well, maybe slower than a jet plane might travel, depending on the jet, I guess. It was traveling fairly fast,
and it disappeared over the southeastern horizon going toward Cresswell.
Okay, did that object appear solid?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, did you hear any sound?
Just a minute. What?
Oh,
yes, there was a little one that dropped in. All right, there was the large spherical shape, and then it appeared that it was pretty far close to the horizon. It was very hazy due to the cloud cover, and it appeared that a smaller one separated from it, from below it, and became a bright color, bright white or a yellowish, kind of maybe an off-white, and shot very fast toward the horizon, just extremely fast. And about a couple seconds later, it appeared back underneath it and hovered for a while underneath it, and then it was gone. It didn't appear to shoot off in another direction. Maybe it went back up to the other spherical shape. I'm not too sure. I think that's what it might have happened.
Now, when that small object moved away, was it to the east or western horizon?
It was moving in. All right, what direction is that? It was moving south.
Okay, then you didn't see that come back.
I didn't see it come back. Yes, I did.
Did you see the small one come back?
Yes.
And it moved under the larger one?
Yes.
But you did not. Did you see the small one go aboard the large one?
No, I didn't. I can't say that for sure.
Okay.
That was just my.
And this all took place as the object is moving southeast?
Yes, the larger object was in continual motion.
Okay.
I didn't hear any sound at all.
Uh-huh. Can you compare the size of that object with anything that you know?
Depending on how far it was, I also take into consideration there was a cloud cover over. It was hovering in and out of the clouds. It appeared to be mostly out of it. What do you think?
Well,
of a very large weather balloon or something like that? I'm not sure.
well, I don't know. The size that I saw, okay, it looked about the size of a pea, a little larger, and quite far away, because you could tell that it was round, but you couldn't, tell, like, if there was, anything about it that might resemble a weather balloon or something, like if there was something underneath it or something, because
Okay.
it was round.
Uh-huh.
And it was, every once in a while it would go behind a light patch of clouds, and just for maybe half a second, and then come back out. That's how I thought maybe it was up in the cloud cover, or
It appeared
just
to be,
below it.
It appeared to be, from what my guess would be, maybe the size of a very, very large balloon. How far is the balloon across? I'm not sure. I really can't say. It appeared to be very large, but it also appeared to be very far away.
Okay. Can you give me the degrees above the horizon that this thing was located?
I'm afraid I can't.
Okay. But you actually saw the object move out of sight?
Yes, it disappeared over the horizon.
Okay. How were you attracted to this to begin with?
Shouts and cries from my girlfriend's mother and her friend.
Okay.
Yeah, our friend was just leaving, and Mom walked out to say goodbye to her, and they were watching it go across the sky, and said, "Wow, it looks like a UFO." So we went out to look, and we saw it, and I ran back and got my binoculars to look.
Okay. And you figured you watched this just about 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. About 5 minutes.
And how many witnesses to that?
Let's see, there were 4 who just saw it with the naked eye, and then the 2 of us that looked through it with binoculars.
Okay. And through binoculars, you could see the spherical shape?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we sure appreciate this report, and if we get any additional information on this, we'll get back to you and let you know about it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'd like to report an incident from last night.
Okay.
It's, of course, what happened was I was over here in Magnolia. There was a small red object, it was, like glowing, I suppose. I should let my wife tell you about it. She saw it.
Okay.
All right, just a second.
Hello?
Yes.
It looked like a red light over this airplane. It kept circling it for about 3 minutes, I guess it was. And then they both separated, and when one went, which way was that? The airplane went, because I told you. The airplane went west,
and the other thing went in an opposite direction, and they both kept going up.
Now, this was last night?
Yeah.
About what time?
10:30.
Okay, which section of the sky did that take place in? Which direction were you looking at the time?
Which direction is straight ahead? I'm looking north.
Okay, now you say the airplane was circling the object?
No, the object was circling the airplane.
I see. Was this a small aircraft?
Yes.
Okay, now, would you describe the object in fine detail? Did it have a shape?
Well, it would just look like a red light.
Just a red light, okay.
With kind of a circle around, well, not a circle. I really can't explain it.
Would it be a band of light going around it?
Not around it, at the bottom of it. It looked like a kind of a ring.
Okay. And that's the only other details that you could see on that light?
Yeah.
Okay, about how long did you watch that?
For about 5 minutes, until they were both out of sight.
Okay, what attracted you to that to begin with?
Oh, I was looking up at the stars.
Okay, was there any sound? Could you hear the aircraft?
I could hear the aircraft, but that was the only thing I could hear.
And the aircraft turned and went east?
Yeah.
I mean west?
Yeah, it went west, and the other thing, it started going west, and the other object started going up, and it was going east at the same time it was going up, but it looked like it was going really slow. And then I looked away and looked over at the airplane and watched that go up for a few seconds, and then I looked back and the other thing was gone.
Okay. Any estimation on the altitude or the degrees above the horizon that this took place?
Oh, I had no idea.
Okay. How about the size of the object itself, the light? Was it as big as the aircraft?
No, not quite as big as it.
Okay. Were you the only witness to this?
Well, I don't know if the people upstairs saw it or not. I don't know if they were outside or not.
Okay. Was there any dogs or anything barking in the neighborhood?
Well, mine was. She wasn't barking, but she was outside. And a few minutes later after that, there were dogs barking, and mine started barking at them.
Is this just a common thing, or was this unusual for that time of the night?
Well, do dogs bark outside at night all the time? No, they usually don't bark at night.
Okay. Well, we appreciate this call, and if we get anything regarding the identification of this object, we'll get back to you and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
We're curious to know where you got our number.
Where'd you get this number? The regional recruiting officer.
Which branch?
Which branch?
Hello?
Yes.
Well, I think that's what it was. I'm sorry, not recruiting, duty officer.
Oh, FAA?
Yeah.
Okay.
They gave us your number.
Great. We sure...
Wasn't in the phone book. We've been trying for about an hour and a half to find somebody to report it to.
It's listed under UFO Reporting Center.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Of course, you get those 3 digits in a telephone book. It's kind of hard to find.
Yeah. I didn't think it would be listed directly under UFO.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, because I was looking under the aviation to see if it was under there. I think, well, it has to be an Air Force or federal agency or something.
Right.
But it's not. You're not.
Right.
I was going to ask you something. There haven't been any reports of a lost aircraft or anything?
Not to our knowledge.
24 hours?
No.
No? Okay, well, I thought maybe, the airplane might have gone down or something. Or
I'm really surprised. Right, I'm surprised that the pilot didn't report that.
The direction he was headed, anyway.
Right. Uh-huh.
So, the way I get it from her is that this object was just hovering over the top, circling just the width of the airplane.
Yes.
And maybe he just didn't want to report it, right?
That could be the case, yes. There are a lot of people afraid of ridicule yet,
Definitely. There's always that chance you take of great ridicule.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Well, already.
Right.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.